Ah, it worked. There was a gremlin in the machine. Hello, everyone. If you're watching us on demand, I'm Mark Walmsley, the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're a growing global community of 188,000 across our 8 arts and culture LinkedIn groups, with over 100 people asking to join the main group every day, which is great. This is our speed introduction session for 30 minutes only on Tuesday, the 25th of August. Everybody's going to get a chance to say hello. If you're watching and you hear from somebody you'd like to have a conversation with or connect with, please look for the chat file that will accompany this video or let me know. Okay, so we're going to buzz around the room now. Everybody's going to do this really quickly. Everybody has promised to do that. So we're going to start with Karen and then we'll come to Jackie. Karen, it's all yours.
No pressure being first. Hi, my name's Karen. I'm based in the East Midlands. I'm an old school stage manager, digital heart, analog soul. Currently working as a producer in what is being termed immersive. People are learning what that is day to day, learning a vocabulary week to week. I'm currently the studio producer at Rebella Games, and I have been on the edge of this network wanting to attend a session for a long time. So I'm here and I'm looking for people who are talking to investors who have written lots of application forms, some of which have been funded, which is very good. I do have funding, but also find that they get applications that are rejected and just want to unpick what it is and whether those application forms are in the right direction or whether something needs to be changed, and also have conversations about the audiences that those applications are impacting.
Wonderful stuff, Karen. Thank you. Look out for Juliet Lagman. Juliet Lagman. She lives an analog life. I interviewed her for our website recently. So you'd have a fascinating conversation with her. It's two T's in Juliet. Let me know and I can introduce you. Thank you, Karen. Jackie, lovely to see you again from Lake Tahoe, and then we'll come to Eric, please.
Yes, Tahoe. It's been a perfect summer, except for now, all the fires burning in Reno to the north has been pretty traumatic. So, and it's good to see you, Mark, and I hope your wife is doing well. I have completed finally 15 years this little journal to belonging. It's a relationship to place journal that has a way for you to capture what happens when you go out in nature and encounter the sky, the land, the water, the plants. And we use local artists. It was the Nevada Arts Council that helped sponsor this, and another local person did the graphics. And it's a way for people, a field journal, to connect to the places they visit. We've created a petroglyph type of display, and I've also created a phone holster to carry it so people can go in the field, capture their thoughts. What's happened to me, as I've shared before, is I've got 50 songs just by listening to nature. So this isn't like a nothing thing to do by taking a pause, walking softly, and connecting to nature. So what am I looking for? Hospitality, destination, stakeholders that want to get this in the hand of all their travelers, because as we host people into these destinations, especially like Tahoe, it's helpful if they become more connected to the place, because that naturally creates stewardship and caring. So that's what I'm up to. Thank you.
Wonderful. It's great to have you back with us, Jackie. I'm afraid we're going to have to speed up a little bit, or we'll be here for too long. But thank you both for that. Eric, thank you for all your evangelism recently. Would you like to jump off mute and say hi, and then we'll come to Susanna, please?
I haven't done that much, have I, Mark? I recommended you to a friend who thoroughly enjoyed the session in London, by the way.
Fantastic. Yes, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. Yes, good evening all. I'm Eric Lynn. I live in Nuremberg. As some of you may be able to hear, the accent comes from London. And I work with what I consider to be the most difficult aspect, or let's say challenging aspect of culture, which is what I term as relationing, which is what we all do with one another, actually enabling people to relation in a with quality with one another so that we listen deeply, even in brief conversations with one another. I do this with groups. I do this with individuals. My company is called Culture Cues, where the Q stands for questions, because we can't do anything without asking questions. And these days, far too few people ask questions and are far too ready to easily simply put out views on stuff they don't know about, which is rather negative. But yeah, it's a challenging world at the moment.
Yeah,
I've put my LinkedIn profile in the chat, and I'm happy to connect and have a conversation with anybody about anything.
wonderful, Eric. Thank you both very much. We are going to have to speed up, I'm afraid, or we'll be here for an hour. Jane's joined us. Welcome, Jane. Susanna, would you like to do the "This is me"
Yeah, very
bit?
quickly. Okay. So, good to see you all. I'm back from many of my travels and painting outdoors on top of mountains, over lakes and rivers and all that. And I have recorded many of these sessions for my students. What I'm interested in is I'm looking for students who would like to either sign up for my 6-session exclusive course on palette knife painting starting in September. Or if you cannot make it on a Saturday morning fairly consistently, then you can join my community, which is a lower priced. You still get access to the recorded lessons as well as some feedback on like a weekly basis, catching up and getting inspired. So if you want to know more, I have popped it into the chat, and thank you very much. Good to be
Thank you,
back.
Susanna. Richard, good to have you here. And then we'll come to Susan, please. Richard, briefly, if you would.
Hi, I'm Richard Byrne. I'm a PR consultant. I live in Yorkshire and I'm just back from the Edinburgh Fringe where I've been pushing this thing around. This is the worst record covers in the world exhibition and it's been a really big hit at the Edinburgh Festival. We've been at Assembly on George Square. It's been amazing. I wish I was still there. It's there till the 31st of August, but I had to come back to do my other work.
Oh, that's great. I love the idea of the worst album covers in the world. That's fantastic. Brilliant. I'm glad it got to the Fringe as well. Thank you very much, Richard. Good to have you here again. Susan, would you like to jump off mute and say hi? And then we'll come to Mark Noble, please.
Hi, I'm Susan Lentell, and I'm an artist and illustrator. And at the moment, I'm putting together collections of greeting cards, which I will be putting on Spotify, but they're not finished yet.
Wonderful. Please pop a link to us on the group when you do. That would be great. It's lovely to have you here, Susan. Thank you. Mark is here. The Turner of the 21st century is with us. Mark, would you like to say hi? And then we'll come to Victoria, please.
Hi everybody, enjoying the fine weather. We went to Glastonbury and we did a folk festival with children, and children really do love art and the wildness, and that gives me a great pleasure when they can go for they run around free. So that's one of the things I do is they love the natural world and they enjoy it. So that's part of Glastonbury's magical touch from deepest Somerset.
Wonderful, Mark. And congratulations on the publication of your book as well.
Thank you.
Victoria, please, and then we'll come to Glyn.
Greeting all. I hope you can see and hear me. Bonjour tout le monde. I'm Victoria Steele, Arts and Cultural Management Consultant from Canada. And I've been working with small and large organizations in both languages across the country for years. And I'm a management consultant for this sector, but I also teach cultural management. And what am I looking for right now? Best practices. I know we can debate that term, but the world is changing so quickly, and I'm really committed to helping professional development of my colleagues to figure out how to navigate the world we're in successfully.
Wonderful. Sounds like great work to be doing. Thank you, Victoria. Glyn, and then we'll come to Sahila, please.
G'day everyone, I'm Glenn and I live in Australia. I don't normally speak like that. I just felt like sounding like an Australian. I'm a theatre producer, a former performer, and I am I'm bringing back to Australia and to the UK my Eurovision musical, which is a very, very funny musical. And I'm looking for partners in the UK. So if you can help with anything at all, anything creative, I'd love to chat.
Wonderful, Glyn, and thanks for staying up late or getting up early to be with us. I know it's
Pleasure.
the middle of the night there. Thank you. Let's come to Alucci and then to Lisa, please. Alucci, great to see you again. Thank you for joining us. Would you like to jump off mute and say hi to everyone briefly, if you would?
Yeah, I'll do it briefly, Mark. All right, everyone. My name is Oluchi. I'm joining in from Amsterdam. I'm a theater practitioner by profession. And right now, I am the founder of Poly Theater Collaborative, and I work at the intersection of theater and policy making to make our democracy better for everyone. So that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Alucci. Lisa,
Yeah.
would you like to say hi? But do please keep it brief because we're running out of time. Thank you.
Sure will. I lead Pandemonium Theatre Company, which is an amateur company based in Essex. We're working on our Christmas show.
Fantastic. I'm in Essex too. I'm in Hullbridge. Where are you?
I'm in Ingatestone, which is just outside Chelmsford.
Yes, I was chair at Culture Chelmsford for 3 years.
Oh,
So
okay. Small
our
world.
paths may have crossed in the past. What's your
Yeah.
surname, Lisa, so that we can all look for you on LinkedIn?
Matthews. You won't find anything about Pandemonium on LinkedIn.
Oh, okay. Perhaps pop some links in the chat if you can then, because I'd love to learn a bit more. Thank you.
Okay.
Charles, let's come to Charles and then to Jane, please. Charles, it's good to have you with us again. Would you like to say hi briefly?
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again. I'm Charles. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm an independent artist, a songwriter, and a music create. I'm looking for partnership opportunities, collaborations, and even investors at this time. So thank you for having me again, Mark.
It's my pleasure. Great to have you here. Thank you. Let's come to Jane and then to Sima, please. Jane, would you like to jump off mute and say hi? Have you found the mute button? The audio button. There we are.
Right. Hear me?
Yes.
So I just joined this on a whim because I was going through my emails, but I'm a journalist and broadcaster based in London from Australia. I know Glyn. Glyn's got a great reputation in Australia. I remember you from years ago. Been in the UK for 30 years. Yeah, and I write about all sorts, but I mean, I'd love to find some more writing of biogs and profiles, but I'm not quite sure this is the right forum for me, but that's okay. I just thought I'd have a look in.
No, you're very welcome, Jane. Thanks for popping in. Sima, would you like to jump off mute and tell us about the book? And then we'll come to Tony.
Hi. Yeah, hi. I'm Saima. I'm based in Birmingham. I'm a teacher. I teach English to international students. At the moment, I'm writing a couple of books, and I'm also working on some abstract artwork. So I'm just writing a book on it's like on self-coaching, so just helping people to get unstuck using my own basic life strategies, and then I've got a second round of books on self-regulation for children.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sima. It's great to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony, would you like to jump off mute and say hi, and then we'll come to Delile, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tony. I'm a photographer from West London. I'm currently caught up doing lots of 3D virtual tour things. Please contact me if you're interested.
Wonderful. Thank you. Short and sweet, as always. I love it, Tony. Delile, lovely to have you with us again. Would you like to jump off mute and say hi, and then we'll come to Mackenzie, please.
Hi everyone. My name is Delile. I'm from Isleworth, West London. I'm a poet, and it's lovely to see you again.
Please pop some links to your work in the chat because I loved it when you introduced me to it, Delile. Thank you very much. Mackenzie's here. Mackenzie joined us as a full member today, for which many thanks. Mackenzie, would you like to jump off mute and say hi from Barbados?
Hi. So, so I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I've recently started progressing with two art collections. One during 2028 and another to due next December.
Fantastic. And you're currently looking at visa opportunities for work in Europe and the UK, I believe, as well. I'm going to help you with that if I can.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And thank you very much.
My pleasure. Now, I think we've got a couple of people who've got their cameras off, but you're welcome to jump in and say hello. Ephraim, we've got Ephraim, would you like to jump off mute and say hi?
Yeah, hello, good evening. I'm Ephraim from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm a musician and also a singer and a music educator. So I'm happy to be here. I just joined in last week, but I joined in late, but I decided to come in a little bit earlier today. So great to meet you all.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ephraim. Who else have we got? Jacob, can you hear me, Jacob? Would you like to jump on and say hello briefly? Or are you just listening today? Matthew's here as well. Matthew's here twice. How did you manage that, Matthew? You're welcome to jump off mute and say hi as well if you wish. If not, no problem. There we go. Right. I don't think I've missed anyone. Wave frantically at me if I missed you. Thank you for that. If you're watching this on demand and you'd like to speak to somebody here, please look out for the chat file for the contact details. And we do this every Tuesday at 6 o'clock UK time for just 30 minutes. So you're welcome to come along if you're watching.